Welcome to Move, Metabolic Optimization via Exercise. This isn't just about workouts. It's about moving your body, moving your habits, and moving your life forward. Each episode builds consistency, strength, and resilience step by step. I'm Dr. Dwain Woode, and together we're writing the story of health, transformation, and limitless living. This is Move. Let's get started. Hey, it's Dr. Dwain Woode. Welcome back to another episode of Move, Metabolic Optimization via Exercise. I'm so excited that you're here, that we're on this path together as we continue this trek to improve our health and to do what we need to do to be metabolically healthy and metabolically improved. You know, we talk about our health, we talk about diabetes, we talk about those chronic illnesses that we are so plagued with. And one of the most powerful things that will help in this process is the power of an example. And so that's what we want to spend some time talking about here. We have talked about the idea of community. And as you know, you always hear me say rhythm, alignment, and structure. Rhythm, alignment, and structure is what I look for when I talk to my patients, my clients. But when I'm teaching, when I'm talking, when I'm up in front and we're looking at concepts, what I talk about is the triple E formula for success. We educate, we empower, and we encourage. And that encouragement is so important. So here's a question for you. What if you're finishing your task is the exact example that someone else needs to see? Now I'll tell you that concept, and I'm walking, let's go down this way. That concept is not a new concept, but it is a concept that I had not fully taken into my thought process until several years ago. I had someone that I was listening to, and they said, you know, often we try to hide the challenges that we have. We always want to give the highlight reels. We always want to give when things are working, but the struggle that in between is actually a powerful motivator, powerful example for people that are around us. And so what I've started saying is, you know, your path, your journey, as flawed as it is, as problematic as it can be, as volatile and sometimes as much struggle as you put in, could be the perfect answer to someone else's journey and to someone else's question. And so I want to just dive into that just a little bit as we continue our quest to go across that finish line. Waiting for these cars to go by. So I, in my own journey, in my own metabolic improvement, spent a lot of time where I hid much of my medical history. And when I say hid, you know, obviously my physicians knew what was going on, but my family, my friends, people around me, my colleagues, nobody knew. And I was, you know, like anybody else, you know, my justification was I was keeping things to myself, right? There wasn't a reason for anyone else to know. It was, you know, that was my business. And I'll tell you, when I started sharing my story, I was surprised at how many people began in my circle improving in their health journey because of my story. I'm talking about family members, I'm talking about colleagues, friends, I'm talking about patients. In fact, one of my patients said to me recently, we hadn't seen each other for a while. He had moved away and moved back to the city, and so came in to see me and saw my weight loss. And you know, we had our visit, and on his way out, he says, you know, when I first came and I walked in, I said to myself, oh good, he's one of us. Right? He's one of us. And we don't know often what is going through people's minds, where people are in their journey. And the very thing that sometimes we hide is the very thing that they need. Because it's easy for us to admire the person that is out there and the person that has made it. And I'm going somewhere. But we often don't share that struggle in between. And that really is what people need, not just for the motivation, but they need that for, how do I really do this? Right? So motivate me, please. Yes, definitely. Show me that it can be done. I want to know that. I want to know that it can be done. But more than that, show me how to do it. Come on. And that's where we sometimes fall down, because we couch the struggle in shame, and we couch it in, oh, it's nobody's business. We couch it in, I'm a loner, right? I don't work well with others. But it really is often done because of the challenges that are within us. And that certainly was the case for me. All right, so that concept and that story is should be well known if you've been following me for a while. So yeah, share the story, share the struggle, share where you are, share where you've fallen down, share where you weren't quite sure how it was going to go. Share all of that, because that's the answer to somebody else's story. Okay, that's number one. Number two, when I was in medical school and through residency and even fellowship, there was this concept of see one, do one, teach one. And I've shared this before. See one, do one, teach one. And the idea there was that we are able to learn, so we see one. We're able to refine and to become competent, do one. And then we really know if we know that thing when we teach one. So basically what it is a mentoring concept. It's a mentoring idea that if I am able to teach it to someone, then I really know that I understand it, and it helps me to refine where I am. So when we're sharing our stories, not only is that story improving the person that I'm sharing it with, but it helps to improve me as well, because I gain benefit, I gain the pleasure, I gain the power, I gain the self-confidence of really digging in and knowing that what I'm doing is solidified. And so as you're going through your journey, even if the journey continues to be rocky ahead, the things that you have come through are the very things that other people are struggling with right now. So even though you're one step ahead of them, that's one step that you can teach. Even though You think that, man, I don't know what the next step is going to be. Well, let me teach the steps that I've done, the steps that I know, the steps that are behind me. And then here's the crux of the matter. We're talking about finishing. We're talking about getting across the line. All of that, stories that we share, the stories that we teach, the stories that we tell, all of that becomes valid. It's validated, it's supported when you cross that finish line. Come on. Now, we don't want to negate, we don't want to poo-poo the journey, the start, the middle. But when someone sees you go across the line, when someone sees the things that you've done result in the benefit, when they see the success, then that inspires and sparks something in them that cannot be measured. The power of a successful example. When I was in medical school, had some challenges. And there were people who started school with me that finished before I did. And one of the most powerful motivators for me was to stand during the graduation and watch them go across that stage, because it said to me that, man, if they can do it, I can do it. Because we've been in the struggle together, and to see them successfully make it across that stage, make it across this path, or make it down this path that we were on, was incredible for me. And so that motivated me. And so there were times that, I'll be honest, I was tempted to say, you know what, this isn't for me. This is not going to work. This is not going to be the thing that I do. And many a nights, many an exam, many a times when I was in a lab, or I was in my car, actually, in the parking lot. I was like, man, what am I going to do? But the visual of seeing them cross the finish line was powerful and continued to push and motivate me. So that paradigm of see one, teach one, do one is important, right? It helps me, it helps them. But the visual of seeing you get across that line is incredible, and it does give the benefit, it gives the power to people who may otherwise give up, throw in the towel. Right now, there are people who've thrown up their hands because of health. There are people who have said, you know, I just can't do this. I tried, and it's just not working. I walk, as a matter of fact, in the office today, I spent some time talking to people with that same thought. You know, doc, man, it doesn't seem like anything I do is working. It doesn't seem like anything I try is working. You know, this is particularly a phrase that I hear, a refrain that I hear from patients who are coming in new. Because they eventually show up at my door, because their doctor has said, man, dude, gal, we've been at this for a while. We've been trying this, and we just haven't been able to get to where we need to be. You know, and so let's go ahead. Let's send you over to the endocrinologist. Let's send you to see if they can do something to help us be better. And so often when people show up in the office, they have been so beaten down. they've gone through the ringer, and they've thrown their hands up like this can't be done. In fact, if you think of if you look at the studies say that if someone comes to the specialist and it takes a while to get them under control, then their chances of getting control actually goes down. I want you to listen to that. And the reason for that is, if they have been at it for a while, if their doctor finally says, hey, I don't know what else to do, let's send you to the specialist, let's send you to the person who does this, and they show up, and it takes a long time for the specialist, the person who does it, to get them under control, then in their minds, it can't be done. Because even the people who are specialized in this can't get it under control. And so when I have those conversations in the office with people who are coming in for the first time, a big part of my initial visit is a motivational speech, right? To pull them from where they are, to get them to understand that this disease doesn't control them, to get them to understand that they have the power, that they have unlimited ability to make changes and to be successful. They can right their metabolism, they can lose the weight, they can improve their blood pressure, they can improve their cholesterol. All of those things are possible. So that first visit is usually me sitting and explaining where we're heading, explaining what's going on in the body, explaining that it's not pointless, explaining that it's not useless, explaining, right? So we're explaining all of that. But one of the most magnificent things that has happened to me recently is, and in the office right now, we show these videos. They're playing, right, in the lobby. And I've had people come in to say to me, hey doc, man, I didn't think I can do it, but when I see you up there walking, when I see you up there lifting, when I see the change that has happened in you, then I know that it's not hopeless for me, right? So I want you to hear what I just said. So my first visit is a motivational speech. It's a push, and it has worked because we get to pull people out of their distress, out of the despondency. We get to pull them from those places that are dark, that they don't share with anybody else. But the most powerful thing is the transformation that people see when they look at the videos and they look at the stuff that's playing and they talk to me. Because I tell them the struggle. You guys have seen the struggle. You've been with me along the path. You've seen that metabolic struggle. And you understand that it is not just a matter of having information, right? It has to transcend that. It has to go beyond that. And when people see you get across that line, when they see the successes that you've had, you don't have to say anything. You don't have to even open your mouth to explain to them what can happen. They will come to you and they will say, hey, tell me what you've been doing. How can I be a part of what you're doing for your health? And so, as we talk about getting across that finish line, immensely beneficial to us, to ourselves. It is beyond measure. It is ultimately important. It is the goal that we have. But I want you to also remember that you getting across the finish line, you achieving the goal, doesn't just affect you. It affects so many people around you. Yeah. So many people around you. So people are watching and they get benefit. But not just that. Remember what our goal is. Our goal is long, healthy life. And so, just like those people that you motivate, there's another group of people that benefit. That's your family, that's your friends. Because you now get to be healthy and spend time with them. You get to do the things you guys have always dreamed about. You get to travel. You get to get that retirement home. Not home, but house. You get to go on the cruises. You get to just hang out with each other when all these years you've been at the grind. Those people benefit as well. And our goal is not just to say we walk. It's not just to say, hey, we lost some weight. It's not just to say, hey, my blood sugars are better. But our goal is to keep you alive as long as possible and to help you to be as healthy as possible so you can do those things that bring joy, that help you to connect, and that ultimately are important for your life. Hey. That's it right there. Getting across that finish line. Getting across that line. Let's do it. Let's do it. And we are doing that by optimizing our metabolism with our move. So, hey, this is Dr. Dwain Woode. Thank you for joining me. Let's move together. Let's be healthy together. I'll see you at our next episode. Have a good one. Thank you for being a part of Move Today. Remember, transformation isn't built in hype. It's built in consistent steps. This is Dr. Dwain Woode. I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, go to the next level. We're creating the life we've always wanted, and we are living limitless lives. Keep showing up, keep stacking your wins, and keep moving forward with us. This is Move.